Okay, welcome. It's kind of weird. When I first, so when I first start up and I don't like post anything anywhere, or I'm not on IRC or whatever. Um, all the viewers is zero. When I go into both Rumble and YouTube, into the actual video stream, then each time it says there's one person watching, and I'm sure that they don't wouldn't include myself or the owner or whatever as the count. So apparently I already have two, and then as I get going, just not very long, now I have four, and I don't think they're me. I mean, I don't think two of them are me. I just think it's really weird that doesn't start to get going until I open up the stream, the video, the stream through each of the websites respectively. It's just kind of weird to me. I don't know. Okay, so there's a couple things today. Okay, so I'm gonna resume working on chapter three, and let's go. Let's open this in a new tab, and we'll go to rooms and older rooms. And now, I already had the AIs write the scripts. Uh, Maybe I should have them write one big script. Okay, so basically, I have all these Python scripts, right? And that's fine and all. I don't really have an order and all this stuff. But now that I went through the process once and I kind of know what I need and know how I need to work it, um, maybe I should see. What did I do? I did a rename. Did a rename. Um, that's kind of interesting. Um, so I was going to go ahead and either Claude or ChatGPT, and Claude, what it seems to do with this free stuff is you need to use up all your free stuff, or else it continues on. In other words, my conversation will won't have much time because I hadn't ran out the free time yet on that. I think that's how it works. So like if I ask it to do something, uh, it might be the last one till it does it. And so I don't know if I even use Claude today, if I just do ChatGPT. Now I have all these. You might say, well, why don't you just use these? Well, I have to do them in specific order, and I have to do this, that, and the other thing. And maybe I should start over, and I can do it with ChatGPT to start over. And yeah, maybe I should do it that ways. Um, yeah. Okay. Actually, I'm working on the game. Okay, I'm just thinking for a second. So hey, I want to do it in steps, or if I should there should be a deal. Let me think. Let me think. These are in an order because they have numbers, and that's right, and that's the proper order. In other words, night school entrance before night school, whereas it might alphabetically be that if it was the same. Oh, It's like, should I do a re... Let me think for a second. What would I need to do to completely change these exactly to the way I need it to change? I need the I need the actual title to be able to redo the file names. Now I can name the... Okay, that's kind of interesting. So these are all four of these are going to actually be titles, and let me think for a second. Um, and Night School's the first one, so that is title one, I think. Anyways, um, let me think for a moment. Okay, so the prefix is the most important. That I can change everything inside based on the prefix. So the prefix is something the prefix is something I would do manually anyways. So if I started with that, if I started with the prefix, then I could get the script to add the prefix to... I might do that here. In fact, I think that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut. We're going to go to uh, I'm going to go to favorites. We're going to go to open a new tab, dev stuff, and we're going to go to Python projects, and in folder old file rename scripts, and we're gonna paste those in here, and I can probably close that right now. Okay, so now we don't have any scripts. We'll have to start from scratch. Maybe we'll just go to ChatGPT. We'll do that. I know some people think that the here, let's actually open up IRC. I don't actually need to. Um, Here, I don't need to go to the different deals. I'll even open Discord here. Oh, save. That should be the new one. Yeah. I keep forgetting. I need to make sure I do that before I go live. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. Okay, let's go ahead and start this back up. So annoying getting the stupid updates. Some of these, I don't know. But in this internet age, right? Everything has updates. Everything has to have an update all the time. You have apps on your phone. It's never good. It can never leave it for too long. You know, I understand games that have like downloadable content, new content that brings up. That's fine, but the the incessant updates on things when it works perfectly fine and they're not introducing a new feature, but somehow they always have to have updates. I don't get it. I mean, if it's a security patch thing, that's one thing. But if it's not a security patch thing, then why do they need the updates? Why do they always need updates? Always, you know? you do updates for major changes. It's just since we got to the download thing, you know, it's like the old consoles where you buy a cartridge or even a CD, and if it's got bugs, it's got bugs, and you know, if it's a major bug where you couldn't play the game, you could probably end up sending it in at the company's expense, and that kept them making sure that whatever is sent out, whatever is manufactured, is virtually bug free. You know, it isn't just the fact that you have physical media; it's the fact that um, it's the fact that once you got it, you know that um, heck um, that once you got it home, you could just play it and it would just work. And if it didn't, like I said, it'd be a major recall. And there wasn't too many major recalls. Occasionally, there would be, you know, with the um, was it I think it was the Back to the Future DVDs. Was the I didn't get the Blu-rays, right? I got the 4K Blu-rays, but I think I had the I'm not sure if I had the Blu-ray or the Blu-ray set or the DVD set of Back to the Future. But what had happened is they had letterboxed um, a standard version. In other words, a standard 4:3 aspect ratio. The old TVs used to be like that's kind of more square. Um, somehow they had letterboxed it or basically cut off the top and the bottom, so it fits 69, but it's actually cropped. You know, in fact, I played it a couple times, once or twice, and when I played it, I mean, I didn't seem to miss that much, so I'd only know if I had something to compare it with. But they did issue a recall, right, which was free. I had to send the disc and the deal, and they sent back a new disc, and I popped it back in there, and then it was fine. And that kind of thing only happens like once in a great while. So I'm getting tired of the updates. Anyways, I should get to my work, right? So I'm gonna kind of start from scratch, sort of. We're gonna go through game development progress here, and I'm gonna actually start a new. Let's see. I know I had a summary before, but I'm just gonna do a summary based off of this current conversation. Um, can you summarize this conversation, starting with the beginning, um, into a couple of paragraphs so I can input that into another conversation so this doesn't get too long. I know that some of you guys are kind of against AI, sort of. I mean, not in a big way, but some people think that I was spending too much time with the AI and stuff. Well, this is the sort of thing that is really good. Other than bouncing ideas, is having it write me stuff that's super tedious to do. In other words, I got to change the file format. I got to change the file name to a specific file, and there will be some manual stuff that I have to do. But this makes it far quicker to get this done, so that my existing stuff. Anyways, we such choose your own stuff. Build define room files. Let's see, the core design decision revolve around separating chapters, titles, and instead of using the numeric prefix for ordering. Yeah, that's not really, that's the current conversation. Um, this is sort of the current part of the conversation. Didn't I... Let me check the back scroll. My sharpening pencil, yeah. Drop the previously. Cleaner. Okay, if you want. Today, I got 20 jumpers. Okay. Okay, so that's okay, so maybe I should just copy this. All right, let's just copy that. Okay. So I'm actually I've copied the summation from the beginning of this conversation, and I guess that should be enough because I'm going to start over um with writing Python scripts in a new conversation. So thanks, and I'll see you in some other conversation. What's funny is you don't see this chat in some other conversation. In other words, once I go to the new conversation, it's like this. Now this will just be waiting forever, in the sense that um, okay, previous conversation. Uh, this is your okay. I didn't mean to hit enter, even though I was gonna go down and anyways. Okay. Let me do this over again. I meant to edit that a little more. Just a moment. I'm actually going to put this in a text editor here, and we're going to see text editor, paste from a previous conversation. Okay. All right. Deep in phase one, choose your own style foundation. Recently rebooted this phase roughly. Uh, from ChatGPT from a previous conversation. Okay. So now I've got 20 chapters and have been building and have built the first 2 chapters in this new rebooted phase, and I'm working on the 3rd chapter. Now, I'm using, see, I just got to type this out before I actually paste it into the deal here, which is what I should have done in the first place. Ooh, it was 5 down to 3, I guess, because I'm not really doing much or something, I guess. Welcome long. I just wanted to put some in the chat, which I hadn't even checked to see if chat worked fine. All right, does work. So now I got 20 and build the first 2 chapters in this. Now, I'm using previous work, the one that had 93 pages that I built into about 400 plus, that only accounts for 20% of the story. So in order to format the JSON files correctly, I have to do a number of things. Change out some fields, add a fields, create a new prefix. Well, create a new prefix, rename the files, fit in, etc. I use both Claude and ChatGPT to write Python scripts that will do a majority of this work for me. However, they're split across many scripts and need a certain order, and I think I want to streamline it to maybe doing less less scripts. So that's what I'll be discussing with you this conversation. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and restart as if I never pasted anything. And what I would like you to do is only answer with succinct, short, and to the point answers, and not give advice when I don't directly ask for it, please. Agreed? Okay. Thank you. Let's Control V. So okay, got it. Okay. So before you write any Python scripts, let's define some steps, maybe. And maybe I should also give you an example of the current format and the previous format. In fact, I'll paste those first, and then we'll discuss. Okay. Ooh, 6 people now. Awesome. Thank you. At least 4, if not all 6. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and start by pasting the old format, and we'll just do this. Okay. I need to save it, close without saving, because I'm not keeping that. Okay, so this is the old. Control C. This is the old format, and the file name is the ID with .json or metadata.json for some metadata for each room. This represents a room instance. That is, it's sorry, I accidentally see. I didn't even get that much for plus very quickly, so that's kind of interesting too. But at least this will keep going. You know, Cloud won't keep going. Cloud will cut you off, and then Grok will also keep going. It does it a little bit differently. Okay. Got cut off. A room instance, meaning it's a class. The room. It's a okay. Sorry, accidentally hit enter. But it's a room class. Now I'm using PD script in the Redot engine, which is a fork of Godot 4.3. Okay. So it's actually a node. So the room class is just a few fields for the game. Just a few fields for the game. What's it? ID, title, description, a new for the game. These correspond to pages in a CYOA, since I'm going to modify it for the phases to be a real room location. Okay, so here's the old format. Where is it? Copy. Copy. Um, 012 night school entrance 1.json. Okay. Um, okay, so now let's go to the new format. And where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at? Okay. We'll just open this one, random one. Control C. Okay. And okay, I don't know how fast or how far I'm gonna get with this, but at least I have until 1 o'clock, so I should be able to at least do most of this for this part in this chapter here. Here's the new format. Label, title, added a chapter field. IDs now use a different naming convention. The rest description are largely the same structurally. Okay. So the prefix, instead of just being 001 something .json, it's now let's see. Okay. So the old prefix had a location number, and then when multiple pages happened in the same location, I would suffix the title with a 1 or some number that represents it. Some number depending on how many of the same file name there were. Page number. Yeah, more or less that's correct. Okay. The old one is more or less correct, but you got the new prefix incorrect. Let me tell you what it stands for. So, when I recombined all 93 pages into 20, I renamed them as chapters. Okay. Let's see. So now each 3-digit number refers to the chapter number. T has to do with title or subtitle, because I now have to split up each of those pages into at least 2 or maybe 3, to put decision points in between. So, so the T is title, subtitle, and then the P is page number. Of course, page number has no particular order. It's just the order I name them in. So 201 is chapter 1. T1 is title 1, and P4 is page 4. Then separated by hyphen to the actual page name. Yeah. Yes. I did this primarily so that I could keep them in an order in the file manager that that made sense. Now, with chapters, okay, keep an order in file manager that made sense. So then I decided I needed a chapter page. Then I decided I needed a chapter page that only shows the chapter title, and its prefix is XXX. Okay, so I have to actually go back in the rooms and check it out. Okay, so underscore C dash. Okay. Dash. Chapter name. Where success is the 3-digit chapter number. So 003 C dash back to school. Done is a chapter page. Okay, right. And also when it's a title page, I simply name the page number 0. So in the example above, or actually this, okay. not the example above us. 00. Okay. Rename. Control C. Escape. So, for example, JSON chapter 1, title 1, page 0, starting page. This actually has content in it, unlike a chapter title page. Yeah. Yes. So then I have so then in the file manager I'm using Linux, so it would be Nemo, I think. Linux Mint. It lists okay, let's pull up a new here. Rename, Control C, escape, Control, or just paste. Do that. Rename, Control C, escape, paste. Rename. Paste. So we got JSON, got JSON, got JSON. Okay. And when I get to the ending title, okay. So when I split these chapter pages, the one that has content that I turn into, okay. So when I split the pages before I added chapter page files, I would have a start and end, so that both start and end would have title, would be title pages. So at the end of these, the end of a specific title, the end of a specific chapter, I would have something like P2, P0. And that would usually mark the end of the chapter. Dot, dot, dot. Boundary marker within the tile sequence. Okay. Okay. So this is how it would look. in the file manager. Okay, so we're gonna do this, but I'm also going to go ahead and where is T2 silver ticket? Rename, Control C, escape. Dot B. .json. Okay. I don't know if I need to explain all this stuff, but I'm going to anyways, just because I want to set up the conditions for when I'm actually having it write the Python scripts and try to see if we can cut it down to 2 or 3 Python scripts instead of like 6 or 7 or 8 or something. Okay. Next, yes. Okay. I will actually have more than 2 titles in some of the chapters. So T1, T1, T2, T1, T1 P0, T2, P0, T3, P0, 0, and so on. Which each of the pages will be numbered after these titles. For instance, I combined 4 different pages from the original 93 into a single page and labeled that as a chapter. But since it has 4 parts corresponding to the 4 original pages, each of those will be a title page based on the split. The reason they're part of the same chapter is because they revolve around a bit of business. I can say specifically in my game, Hubert the Lizard has sought help from our realm and brought in John and has sent him to the magical to half of the magical training schools while he himself goes to the other 2. It makes sense to keep them together even though they have 4 parts. Now I almost should whittle it down to 2 parts, maybe. Being the well, okay, so the reason I didn't do it into 2 parts is because you have the John stuff and you have the Hubert stuff. But in that you have the two schools. So you're not gonna have a transition, or you're not gonna have a thing between John and Hubert because they're happening concurrently, and you're not even going to be happen from one school to the next because they don't affect each other. You have to go into both schools, get information, and then they come back and share what they learned. Yep. Yep. Exactly. In fact, I found out I couldn't uh, lump them into two parts where Hubert goes and then John goes because there's no split to add decision points. In other words, he goes from one school to the other, but there's no puzzle between them. Not that I could make a puzzle between them, because I could have a thing where he can't find something. Maybe he can't find Princess Prep, or that wouldn't be maybe Wizard. Maybe Hubert, even though he'll need magic or whatever to help him find it, but maybe it's magically hidden, so he has to find it. In that case, I would have a thing to where he found it, and but anyways, that won't work. Between them, splitting them, or yeah. So he learns. So so John learns some info at night school, and then info at Princess Prep. But within that, there are chances to put decision points or puzzles. How does he get in? How can he extract the information, etc.? So this will actually be a pretty big chapter. In fact, I'm going to go through a process where I chop down the number of pages in half so that chapter itself isn't so big. Chapter 1 had 21 pages, and chapter 2 had 28. So I'm thinking 30 to 45 pages, maybe 10 pages per location to keep the number manageable. Okay, that's all just a little backstory or history. Just a little context for how I'm going to be renaming the old files, reconfiguring the old room files. I use room and page interchangeably interchangeably. Because the class is called room, but I don't have all the support structure for actual room or location. That is saved states, etc. Like it was removed or added, or whether something was opened or turned on or not. To do stuff like that, they need a new page at this point, being a choose your own adventure style. Okay. Reconfiguring old room files into new chapter. Yes. Well, it's not readout room, but it's room mechanics anyways, regardless. Okay. So, I'm thinking thinking of what I need to do manually first off. So probably adding the prefixes to all the room files should be manual. And then the unique titles should be manual. And then I should be able to write a script or two reconfigure the rest. Would that be a safe assessment? Assign unique page titles, scriptable, reformat fields, adjust JSON structure, rename remaining files consistently. Okay. Okay, let me think for a second. Hold on, let me think for a second. So I can go in and rename the title in the title field. Actually, first I probably need to, let's see. So actually, the first thing I need to do is here, back in the old rooms. Oh, that's kind of how I did it, right? Okay, yes, that's how I did it before, right? Okay, so the first, so when I change the prefixes, that should probably be manual, since I can do a quick batch rename and then the individual pages. Then I should go in and do all the unique titles, and then should be able to write a script that does the rest. Okay. Uh, actually, just thought of something else too, but let me know what you think about that first, and then I'll tell you. I'll tell you the other thing I was thinking. Okay. It's probably best to actually um, have at least two scripts. The first script being just changing all the um, all the label text to read title, and then to add the chapter field to each JSON. And the second script handles the rest. And yes. Okay, so I will first go and rename the prefixes in the file names. Maybe I could have it, no, I won't do it that way. Okay, so it needs to build up a list of rooms, and it needs to be able to go to the correct door when they do the doors. So when I do the prefix renames, let's see. I guess to make sure that you know what door goes to what room. Hmm. I'm trying to figure out a way of doing the least amount of scripts and then the uh and do them in the right order and whatever. I should deal with the prefixes first. I go and manually rename the file name prefixes. Then you write a script that goes into each. Yeah, that sounds correct. Renames the IDs with the new prefixes. Actually, I can do title and label last, I think. new prefixes, and the doors to the correct corresponding and the door prefixes to the proper corresponding file. Does that make sense? Update each JSON's ID to match the new file name and fix all the doors destinations to match the new prefix IDs. That way it stays consistent with renamed files. Okay, so that way when I change like the titles and stuff, then it will know it'll know the right one to do for that. Okay, so let me do the one thing first, and then I'll have you write the first script. Just a moment, please. It's kind of interesting too, because it doesn't have a concept of time. Not that it couldn't. Not that you couldn't have a deal where it actually counted minutes and seconds if they wanted it to. But it doesn't have a concept of time in the fact that if I come back next week and I continue the conversation, it's as though I had never left the conversation. So they're not waiting for you, right? Because they're already instant, always on. So when you're not talking to them, they're not waiting. They're there, right? I think that's kind of cool, anyways. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and we are in chapter 3, correct? Back to school, right? Okay. So let's just do this. Rename. Okay. So we're gonna find 012 underscore. We are gonna replace it with chapter 003 underscore T1 T0 hyphen rename. Okay. Then we're gonna go to these ones and do the same thing. Rename. I don't know why it puts it up there. Okay, so let's rename 013 underscore. Replace it with 003 P1 P0 hyphen. Rename. Control Z. Oh, too bad I can't undo it because these are actually supposed to go first, which is fine, but okay, so how many do I have here anyways? Because wait a second. I deleted those. Delete. I must have copied them, right? Okay, let's just get this over here. Python projects. Oh. Did I not copy them over? Cut. What? How come? I thought I did it. Did I not do it? Paste. Oh, okay. All right. That's all right. Okay. It's just in the file manager, right? Okay. Old rooms. Oh, so weird. Okay. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. So let's 22 items. Okay. So this is going to be this one. Let's rename it. It's actually going to be yeah, it'll still be title 2 because it'll be the transition one. He goes to Princess Prep, whatever. So title 2 P0. Now these is 21, right? 21. So 1 to 20, right? Am I right? I guess I gotta do this so I don't mess up like I did before. Uh, T2P0. Okay, T1P. Okay, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Page 8. So page 8. So that means that these are 7. But no, it's got to be 21. So I guess I got to do it by 21. I think. Okay, let's see. Let's see if I can do this again. 21. Okay, that's 22. And so night school 12. Okay. 21. If I can just up 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 9. Okay, now let's go to here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's not right either, because that's going to be 0. 22? I don't... Okay, so let's make this 22. 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, see, my math gets all weird because I'm not thinking about it right. I guess I could just start. Um, you know what? Fine, I'll just leave it. I'll just do it like this, just so I don't screw it up. Rename. Oh, escape. Night school entrance is 0, right? Yeah, night school entrance is 0. Rename to 1. Ah, Control Z. I think that was my problem. Okay, let's just count it this way first so that I know which one to end up on. Okay, this is 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that's proper. Okay, so page 7. This one is page 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay. So I'm just going to do it this way. 7. I just wanted to stay in the same place, so 6. Page 5. Rename page 4. I have 3 other things to do just exactly like this. Page 4. Rename page 3. Rename page 2. Rename page 1. Okay, page 0. And then this is going to be 20. No, this is going to be 8. Rename this to page 8. Rename 9. Rename 10. Rename 11. 12. 13. Rename 14. Rename 15. Rename 16. Rename 17. Rename 18. 19. Rename 20. Okay, so this is how it works. Page 1, page 2, page 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then, of course, we don't have a 21. What we have here is we have a T2 P0. Night School 13. And this will be like the conclusion, you might say. Okay, that seems to work. Okay. Okay, so everything... Oh. You know what? Let's go to metadata. We got to do the same thing with the metadata. Um, let's, you know what? Let's do it this ways. Rename. But we're not going to take off the 012. 012 underscore. We're going to replace it with 012 underscore T1 T0. Hyphen. Rename. Okay. Now, rename. No, let's rename all these. Rename in 013 underscore 013 underscore T1 T0 dash rename. Okay, this is what I should have done with the other one. If I preserved the number prefix, then when I did these in order, they would stay in order. Actually, we're gonna do this again. We're gonna do this a little slightly different. Okay. P1, P0, and we're gonna replace it with P1, P. I guess 20 is the big one. 20 like that. Underscore. There. So now when I actually go to change, wait a second. Why is that odd? How come it didn't change those other two? Rename. Underscore P20 dash. Rename. So all of them are 20. So night school through night school 7. Then no, night school entrance through night school entrance 7. Night school through night school 13. All of them are say P20. Rename this to 0. We'll rename 13 to T2 P0. That. Okay, so now I can just rename all these. Rename 1. Rename 2. Rename 3. Rename 3. Rename 4. Rename 5. Rename 6. Rename 7. Rename 8. Rename 9. Rename 10. Eleven. 12. rename 13, rename 14. I guess I gotta have the script do that, huh? So, rename 16. Rename 17. Rename 18. Rename 19. And 20. T1 P0, which is night school entrance, and T2 P0, which is night school 13. Night school entrance, T2, night school 13. Okay. That seems to work okay. I think. All right. And we can leave in the metadata until the very end. Okay, so it's already time to go. I'm done with the renaming, but we'll do the Python script until an hour from now after my break. Okay, so thanks for everybody that popped in, popped out, listening, watching, whatever. And I will see you in part 2, which is be about an hour. So, yeah. Thank you for watching part 1.